Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Helps us out a ton. And don't forget to put your college basketball plays in the comments section below. If you're looking for my best bets, you can always find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the 5 games we're going to talk about for Wednesday's card in college hoops. First up, we see an afternoon contest between Kansas and NC State. This one at 12 o'clock Eastern start time on ESPN in the battle for Atlanta's non-conference tournament. Both teams 4-0 to start the season. Kansas beating Nebraska, Omaha, North Dakota State, Southern Utah, and then a big win at a neutral site over Duke back on November 15th. On the other side, NC State, they are 4-0, but they played all 4 games this season at home and against pretty weak competition. Austin Peay, Campbell, FIU, and Elon. So this is definitely their toughest test, their first game away from home. And I don't really like their chances. NC State's got a really good offense. They're shooting ball very well. They're ranked 44th in adjusted offensive efficiency, 17th in effective field goal percentage. But again, though, you got to look at the matchups they played. Austin Peay, Campbell, FIU, Elon. None of those teams even close to as good of a defense as Kansas brings in. The 35th ranked effective field goal percentage defense. They're 7th ranked in adjusted defensive efficiency. Yes, they have struggled a little bit on the defensive glass, but this is still one of the better defenses in the nation. And like I said, the first game away from home for NC State, just don't really love their chances. Kansas has struggled a little bit in terms of getting to the free throw line and making those free throws. They're ranked 350th right now in free throw percentage. We saw that a little bit of an issue in the NCAA tournament and down the stretch of the regular season for Kansas, but I do think those numbers will sharpen up. There's plenty of good shooters on this team. Kansas, in terms of effective field goal percentage, is ranked 65th in the country. So definitely, I think those free throw shooting numbers will boost as we continue the season. And I think with that, the offense is only going to get better for Kansas. So I just don't love this spot for NC State in their first real test of the year. Give me Kansas here laying the points. Next up, we see another Battle for Atlantis game on ESPN. This one a 2:30 Eastern start time between Dayton and Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin 3-0 to start the season, Dayton 3-1, but you look at the three games that Wisconsin played: South Dakota, Stanford, and Green Bay. Yes, Stanford's kind of a solid win. Stanford, I do think, has improved this season compared to last year, but you got to look at their most recent game, Wisconsin on November 15th against Green Bay, beating them by 11 points. They only scored 56 points on Green Bay, and that was a home game. It wasn't even a neutral site game. Green Bay right now ranked 357th in KenPom, so I'm not impressed with that performance for Wisconsin. Even though it was a double-digit win, they should be able to blow out teams like Green Bay, especially on their home court. Now you go to a neutral site against a very good Dayton team, and Dayton's very good defensively. Wisconsin right now is ranked 20th in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency, but Dayton's right there, ranked 23rd. Dayton is strong on the defensive glass. They're good on the perimeter, and they've gotten better offense, in my opinion, in this matchup. And I do think that's the difference maker for me. I know Dayton suffered that loss on the road against UNLV, but that's a tough environment. This one, a neutral site, I think they fare a lot better. So give me Dayton here on the money line in this one. Next up, we see another neutral site game and another game in the Battle for Atlantis tournament between Butler and Tennessee. 7:30 Eastern, ESPN2 for this one. And I do like Tennessee in this matchup. I think it's a good time to fade a team like Butler, who is ranked 97th in adjusted offensive efficiency. However, they're shooting 60% in effective field goal percentage. That's 4th in the country. Just really not sustainable, in my opinion. I think Butler brought in some nice shooters in the offseason, but I still don't think this is one of the better offenses and better shooting teams in the country, let alone, I wouldn't even say they're one of the better shooting teams in the Big East. So I think they're off to just a little bit too much of a lucky start. Their shots were falling quite a bit in those last 2 games against St. Francis, Pennsylvania, and the Citadel, but I just don't think against Tennessee, one of the better defenses in the country, 4th ranked in adjusted defensive efficiency, 13th ranked in turnover percentage on defense. I don't think that that's kind of scoring and those kind of shooting numbers are going to carry over. Another thing is this is going to be at a neutral site, so I don't really like this matchup here for Butler at all. They're one game on the road this season, or away from their home stadium. It was a road game against Penn State, 68-62. The offense was not sharp in that one. They were 5 of 23 from three-point range, so I don't think the shots are going to be falling for Butler in this game. Tennessee's too strong on both sides of the ball. I like Tennessee in a blowout, so give me Tennessee laying the points in this one. In our next game, we see Stony Brook taking on FIU, 7 o'clock Eastern for this one, a home game for FIU, the Golden Panthers. And I like FIU in this game. Unfortunately, I do think this is a rebuilding year for Stony Brook. Ranked 309 in KenPom right now, 1-3 to start the season, and that one win, a subdivision win over Miami Hamilton. So no Division I victories this season. They scheduled a pretty tough non-conference schedule. All three of their Division I games this season were on the road against Florida, Rhode Island, and Brown. Some pretty solid teams, and now you're facing another pretty solid team in FIU, and I do think the volatility of FIU is going to benefit them in this game with Jeremy Ballard, a head coach. He loves to play a really quick offense. They're number one right now in average possession length on offense and 54th in effective field goal percentage. So this is a team that likes to get into the fast break. Plenty of layup opportunities for FIU when they are able to force those turnovers. They're ranked inside the top 100 in turnover percentage on defense. Stony Brook ranked 297th in turnover percentage on offense. So I do expect the turnovers to be a big issue for the Seawolves. They're also not very good on the offensive glass, so expect some missed shots from Stony Brook. FIU getting quick to the defensive rebound, kicking it out for the fast break points on the other end. I don't think this is a good matchup at all for Stony Brook. I like FIU here, laying the points at home in this one. In the final game we're going to talk about for Wednesday's card, it's going to be between Fresno State and Washington. This one a 9:30 Eastern start time on ESPNU. Now, Fresno State is 1-3 to start the season. Washington the other way, 3-1 to start the year. But I do think Fresno State is the better team, and I like the fact that they scheduled a really tough schedule thus far. Their first win of the year was against a subdivision opponent. That was their first game of the season. But then they went to a neutral site against UC Santa Barbara. Pretty tough team there. They only lost the game by 7 points. Then they go home to play San Francisco, another solid team that made the NCAA tournament last year. They lose that game by 7. And then they go on the road against a really good North Texas team. And that was the first game of the year for the Mean Green with Tyler Perry in the lineup. He had a big game, and North Texas was able to win that game by single digits, 9-point game. So Fresno State, I like the fact that this team is playing good defensively. Their shots aren't falling right now. They're ranked 315th in effective field goal percentage and 333rd in three-point percentage. But this offense is a lot better than those numbers, and their defense is still playing well. 78th in adjusted defensive efficiency. They're good on the three-point defense, on the perimeter defense, 52nd in three-point defense percentage. So, I do look at the fact that Washington's played not really a tough schedule. Their first 3 wins against teams outside the top 200 in KenPom. Their one loss this year was at home game against Cal Baptist by 9 points. And I know Cal Baptist is a good team, but if you're a Pac-12 team like Washington playing on your home court, you can't lose those types of games by 9 points. And I do think Washington is overvalued in this spot because of that record, because of Fresno State's record on the other side, because it's a Pac-12 team, Power 5, Power 6 team in college hoops. I like Fresno State to earn the outright win in this one. Give me Fresno State on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games we're going to talk about for Wednesday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can always find those at Pickdawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.